First of all, guys, amazing job on this film. I'm a huge football fan, but I'm also was really invested into the story all the way along. But for all of you guys, what was it about this story that really spoke to you? We can start with you, Jay.
Just the family aspect. The family aspect was great. Seeing a male just step up and take care of his family was always a dream of mine. So to be able to portray that on screen was amazing.
Corinne, how about yourself?
I think for me, it was a lot about the sacrifice that Ray made for his little brother. I have two sisters that are 12 and 13, and I would do absolutely anything for them. And so I think that's what really attracted me to this story.
How about yourself, Hunter?
Obviously, the family aspect as a whole was a huge part, but more specifically, the idea of this football team kind of rallying behind this guy and helping him raise a little boy on campus in secrecy. It had, all sorts of fun little family-friendly aspects to it.
Now, Jay, were you able to speak to Ray? Was he on set with you guys during the process?
Every day. Ray made his presence felt. I'm telling you, even when we had on pads and we were doing all the football drills, Ray had on pads.
Oh, wow.
Even if he wasn't playing, he still had on pads, or he was running with us. Whatever it took for this project to be done and be done correctly, he made sure it happened. So, yeah.
Now, Corinne, talk to me a little bit about Casey. What's Casey's relationship with Ray? And can you talk to me about how she initially views him?
Yeah, so I play Casey Stone. She's an aspiring sports reporter and a student at Clemson. And when she meets Ray, she's immediately attracted to him, but he's acting a little strange. And so it comes to find out that he's hiding a little brother on campus. He's taking care of him. And she really becomes a cheerleader for them, and also for Ray to ask for help and lean on his community and the Clemson community. And so she's very persistent, but she's also super empathetic.
Now, Hunter, you play Daniel, Ray's roommate. Can you talk to me about the brotherly relationship that the characters have, and also just the different bonds of brotherhood we can find in safety?
Yeah, that was something I love so much about Daniel, is the fact that he embraces Ray as a brother from day one. The second he walked in the door, he didn't even know who that roommate was going to be, and he just embraced him, offering food, he's giving him a hug, playing music, acting like they've been best friends for 20 years. And that cracked me up, and I loved it. And that was such an enticing part of the role for me. I was like, look at this kid. And he's Italian, I'm Italian, so I totally related to it. And, that's just one of the many examples of brotherhood that you're going to see in this film, and family. I mean, with Casey, really being, I don't want to go so far as to say a mother figure for Faye, but maybe, it's a touching, interesting dynamic between Casey and Faye. And then, you've got the team who offers another element of brotherhood, and the teammates that eventually meet them after I tell them about Ray's situation. So you're going to see all sorts of examples of family, and that's what I love most.
That's actually a great point that you brought up, Corinne. I want to talk to Corinne about that a little bit, about the relationship that Casey does have with Faye, because it is so nurturing and caring. It is almost like a motherly relationship, or even like a big sister almost.
Yeah, big sister.
Yeah. I would say it's definitely more big sister. And that's also how I felt with TJ on set in real life. I think me and Jay and everyone, we really rallied around TJ to make him feel comfortable on set. Me and Jay went on a field trip with him to a museum. And so we really wanted to show up in that way for him. And I think it also shows on camera and in the film, this bond that we had that I think, was like a big sister.
Now, Jay, I want to talk about Reginald a little bit, because that dude's a legend, and he's made so many great films. But can you talk to me about the collaboration process and working with him, and him helping you get into the mindset and prepare for the role?
Well, first, like you said, Reggie's a legend. Hands down a legend. So just being in his presence was a blessing for me. But Reggie, the number one thing I would say he did, of course he directed and he came up with all these cool shots and these locations and way to do things, but he made the environment just feel so great, So any actor on the set, background, whatever, could feel at home and felt like they were a part of this movie. That's why when everyone's like, oh my gosh, all the students stayed in for the game to cheer you guys on, I believe it, because Reggie Hudlin is directing it. So it was awesome.
Now, there's a lot of fun little scenes when Faye's with both of you guys, being, your third roommate essentially, but little fun B-roll scenes about him in a bag and all that other stuff. Did you get to talk to Ray to see if some of that stuff actually happened?
Yeah, some of it was happening. When Ray explains it, he was like, "Yeah, we did that once or twice, but it's just super funny, that these guys were thinking like this back then." So Ray has a creative mind, and it's awesome.
Now, Hunter, there's a few scenes with you guys in ice baths, and they did not look comfortable. Could you talk to me about preparing for the football side of the film, and not so much the family side?
Oh yeah. Well, football, we can give credit to the real Ray, because as that he was on set with us and he was in the gym with us. So he was training us, he was working us out, and that dude is an absolute Iron Man. So for us, we were like huffing and puffing, trying to keep up with this dude, running around Atlanta, doing nighttime jogs. I mean, he was getting us in shape. He was taking his life story being brought to the big screen very seriously. And I can completely respect it. And he was there for Jay and TJ with all of the, emotional elements of the story. But at the same time, as you discussed, he was a big part of the physical experience. I mean, Jay has said before, I'll let him speak to it, but that was how they first bonded, was just together.
Each of your characters seem like they have a really good head on their shoulders. And Corinne, your character, especially being a journalist major, she wants to tell this story. Can you talk to me about why it's important for her to want to get this story out there?
Yeah, I mean, Casey grew up in the Clemson community. Her father went to Clemson. And so I think she knows that as soon as this story is put out, how many people are going to rally to support Ray. And so she really pushes Ray to allow her to tell his story. And of course, when she does, the floodgates open and all these people rush in to help Ray. And I actually end up changing some of the football rules.
Now, Clemson fans are no joke. The SEC in general is no joke. Can you talk to me about doing some of these football scenes in Clemson with Clemson fans there?
Go ahead, Hunter.
I don't even know what to say. It was just, every time I think of it, I start reliving those feelings of just being numb and speechless, because that's what it was like. People are like, oh, what did it feel like running down the hill? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was otherworldly. I mean, down this hill in front of 70 or 80,000 actual people, no green screen, no nothing. It was all real. It was live. It was like live theater on steroids. And it was, I think we had, I don't know how many plays it was, 5, 6 plays, one take each that had to be executed in the course of half of a halftime, which I think amounted to around 8 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It was wild. And I don't know how many cameras were set up around the stadium. And then, the announcer comes on and says, hey, Disney's going to run on. We hope that you guys stay in your seats and help build the environment. And that's exactly what they did. They showed up, and it was surreal. I mean, I could just start doing jumping jacks right now. It gets me.
Now, I love the title of this film because it's obviously the position that Ray plays. But what does the title mean to you? Because it's on a bigger scale. It obviously has a deeper meaning. So, Jay, what does the title mean to you?
Well, when you think of safety, I can only imagine that's what Famar felt being underneath his brother, and that's why he made that call. That's why he kept calling him. I don't want to spoil the movie, but safety does go beyond just the football position, because that's a feeling we get, a warm feeling when you're safe. So I'll leave it right there. Watch the movie if you want more.
Well, that's a great way to wrap this up. Look, the film's incredible. I'm a huge football fan, but more importantly, this is just a great story. So I want to thank you guys so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. Thanks, guys.